Hello again. In this second video, we're going to talk a little bit about the organization of your Google Drive. So as you can see, I've been using Google Drive for a while. Right now you're seeing all my folders at the top and then some files that haven't yet been put in folders down here at the bottom. You can change the organization of your Google Drive view by coming up here to this icon right here. It may look like this where it's kind of in a list, or it may look like this where it's in a grid. That just toggles between the two views. So here's where I started in the grid view. When I click on it, it says list view. Now you can see all my files are in a list. This is really just a personal preference. You can choose to have it in a list. You can choose to have it in a grid. I prefer the grid just because I like being able to see more of my documents at the same time. You can also choose to sort what you see in your drive by name, by when it was modified, or when it was opened. Now, since documents within the drive can be modified by lots of people, you do also have the option to see what was last modified by you versus maybe somebody you shared it with was making changes on their end. Okay, so over here you see this little arrow. If we click on that, that will also show you all of the folders within your drive. Notice that it doesn't show the loose documents, such as this slides or this image. Those aren't appearing over here, but each folder that does contain additional objects has a little drop-down arrow, and you can kind of work your way down to the lowest level of organization over here under that. Under Shared with Me, anytime anybody shares the document with you so that you can edit it or view it, it will appear in Shared with Me. Now, it's advised that you would take these documents and move them. Just click and drag into your drive. And I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to click on my drive, and now I had moved, oops, where did it go? Let's go get another one. We'll take this. All right, that was the slides. Oh, and there it is. So this document here was somebody's instructions about linking to files in Google Drive. And it was a slides presentation, much like a PowerPoint presentation. Someone shared it with me here, but by dragging it into my drive, now I can choose to put it wherever I like. So I can move it into, I have Google Resources. Here we go, Google Resources. So I'll pop it into there. This message is saying that, hey, the Google Resources file is shared with people. Are you sure you want to share this file with all those people who have access? Yeah, I do, that's fine. You can tell that a file has been shared, or rather a folder has been shared, because it'll have this little person icon. So my coaching file or folder is just mine. The Google Resources folder is shared with somebody else. I also have some things down here that I might want to drag into one of these folders as I continue to organize. So these two are actually articles that I found online. I have a folder up here called Infographics and Articles. So I'm just going to click and drag. Click and drag. Other options over here in the left side menu are Google Photos. You can choose to upload photos specifically to the Google Photos app, and they'll appear here. I chose not to do that because I think your Google Photos space is limited. However, your drive space is unlimited, so you will never get a message if you are using your CFB account saying that you've run out of space. That's kind of one of the reasons we want to push you to use Google Drive rather than using Dropbox. Your space is unlimited and it's free with Google Drive. Again, on the left side menu, you have Recent. These are things that I've been working in recently, so if you're not sure where you put something, but you know you worked on it yesterday, come over here to Recent and you'll be able to see what you've opened and what you've changed. Starred are different files that you have decided were really important. You want to make sure you can get to them quickly. I'm not sure why I have 6 copies of this infographic here starred, but I'll show you how to star a file in just a moment. So let's go back to Drive. let's say this star background is super important to me, so I want to make sure I can find it regardless of where I put it. I can right click and add a star. Now when I go back to starred, you can see that the star background is in my starred folder. Trash is anything that you no longer need, things that are no longer valuable to you or relevant. When you throw something in the trash, it's just going to hang out there until you permanently delete it. So you can put something there and then you can move it back out if you need to. All right, so that concludes this video on the organization of Drive. When you are ready for the next video, make sure you are logged into Drive or logged into Google and then also accessing Drive. And we'll talk about some of the different documents that you can create using the Google Drive apps.